have a normal chat about sort of like an afterthought of what do you think about values? Like, what is your, how much values education did you get in high school, or?
As much high school as primary school. Wow, you're glowing.
Sun is hitting me right in the eye. Maybe it's the time.
Well, you have sun there. It's snowing here.
So you had no values education in high school?
Probably. I was probably not paying attention a lot. High school was a tough time for me. I wasn't a lot of, off the top of my head, I can't really imagine much other than like self-learning, learning how not to treat people through how I was treated.
High school seems to me like a bit of a hell. 1,000 teens that are generally pissed off at their parents in some building with a bunch of teachers that they don't like, and the teachers don't like them, teaching a curriculum that no one is interested in. I don't know. That was my experience.
I got lucky. I had a couple of people who, like one guy who ended up teaching a lot of my classes when I wasn't doing so well, who used to box with my uncle and my father when they were younger. So that guy was pretty cool. And I spent most of my time in the video room with a really awesome media teacher. And he was the guy who got me into activism through the Buy Nothing Day events.
Huh. And so tell me about your journey as a frog.
Well, I as a clown for many years, I've been wanting to. I've been getting bored in a way. I wanted to be able to clown, but not wait for a job or a special holiday or event or party to dress up. So I was on the look for a costume that I could wear more often in public. Urban clowning, as I wasn't aware of the term yet, but guerrilla theater was another term I had yet to know. One day I was in a secondhand store and I saw two hats on these mannequin heads, and one was a dog and one was a frog, and I thought the frog would be a little more interchangeable, conceptual. Could be an alien, could be a bug, a turtle. Someone would be able to label me right away. And so I took the frog. So I could have been Dogman. And the first time I ever wore the hat was at the Occupy Vancouver opening day, and I didn't really know what exactly I wanted to say for sure. I wasn't really very confident in my my views of the world at that time, but I did know that I wanted to inspire, and so I took this quote from these vloggers. Don't forget to be awesome. And I placed it on a big sign, and on the other side I had something about asking me about recycling, since I was an avid recycler, and I knew a lot. I thought I could tell people about it, and I thought that could help the world. And by the end of the day, people were really enjoying my positive reinforcement. You know, it can be very negative at times at protests and rallies and conferences, which is what I thought Occupy Vancouver was more of. It was a movement, yes, but it was also a conference. The tent city was a conference where like-minded people or people who wanted to relate to the world and make it a better place could come together and learn. Anyways, by the end of the day, the first day, I was being called Cosmo Frog and Astro Frog and Frogman Stuck.
Mm. Well, that's where we met, right?
That's where we met. Captain Sweep.
I look almost presentable. I'm attempting to blend in to the norm.
When you came on, I thought, oh, am I overdressed? Maybe I should be. No. This is the free market frog that everyone knows pretty well. So if anyone is familiar with the free market, then they will recognize me right away.
How long ago? So it was like, how long ago was Occupy?
October 15th, 2011 was the first day, and I believe the end of December. Or did it go on to the New Year? I wasn't really present.
When we showed up in Grandview Park in the rain, and that one lady sort of scurried about 100 people away. we seemed like we had come to our end, and we didn't have anything left to. And they didn't want the Occupy to move to Grandview Park, that's for sure.
It was unfortunately time, and death is a beginning. When something comes to an end, something else is reborn out of it, and many things were reborn. Different movements, different plots and activities, such as the free market, and such as I believe the next movement to be reborn was Idle No More. Though I wasn't present for much of that. I was dealing with my own things. Anyways, the Grandview, I think the occupation ended in December, and that's when a friend of ours got the idea that we should throw a free market, and that was happening at Grandview Park for a while. Sorry, at Robson Square actually. Wherever Grandview Park.
Well, I think it's going to blossom. Really think that sometimes you got to put a lot of time into something before it sort of blossoms, or the seed has to be in the earth for a long time before the plant starts to be seen. And I think that you put the roots into Grandview Park, and that the movement needs to expand into functional items of the community that are working. And so I think that's just what happened, right? You met other people, you were inspired to do something, and you took the energy that you were putting into Occupy and you put it into this.
Right. Well, I think it goes hand in hand with that proverb. I believe it's a Mexican one, that they buried us, but they didn't know we were seeds. So occupiers were buried, but we grew underneath what we were crushed by. And I believe Occupy is organizing the welcome party for the dishonorable guest today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kagas, Matthew Kagas, who did first aid for the tent city.
Right. Wow, there's so many good people there. Okay, well, I think our time is coming to an end, and I would just like to thank you for this conversation in 3 parts. And I honor the work that you're doing. I look forward to further interaction.
All right, man. Thank you for having me. Ribbit.
Ribbit.